layout. So.
I think Leah even actually pointed to where she was going to cut. And I'm like, well, I know that's where she's going to go. And now everyone else knows where she's going to go. And she still went there. And it was a nice throw, but it just started to bobbled up a little bit. And then what happened?
I got down and grabbed it. Nice.
I think you tapped it on, yeah?
Yeah, it was hovering up in the air. Had a match.
Is that a self-tap? Intentional self-tap?
Are you
Tap
trying
to
to take away our win here?
That was a totally exciting finish to a game. Like, that was a massive reversal in the game. Like, I think Sydney Uni really, like, had control of that game, most of the game. Like, you know, they got the break on the very first point, and you guys were on uphill battle the whole way, but you stayed in the game the whole time. Sydney Uni was like, you know, you guys put a zone on consistently, I think, which was pretty smart, and especially, like, I like putting a zone on when you're running upwind, just to try and stop them getting simple downwind scores and give yourself more chances upwind. But you put that pressure on, and eventually it kind of paid off. Well, obviously it paid off. Yeah. Yeah. So what are you going to do the next? Well, you got a couple of hours. Yeah.
So rest up, cool down, grab some water, grab some food, and an hour before game, warm up again. Have some mental space, separation from the game, and bring it. Yep.
We don't know yet who you're playing. Do you know who you're playing? Everyone's pretty confident it's UWA. So who are the key players in UWA that you guys are going to think about?
Jodie Palmer.
Did you play them yet this tournament?
We lost. That's all right. It's hard to beat.
Tell us about that game.
It was our first game. Yeah. Very new.
Yeah.
We've figured out a lot of things since then. Feeling confident.
They have a very long game, and I think our zone in this win will be advantageous against them.
Looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, I watched a little bit, and so Jodie Palmer just jacks it whenever she gets it. So, you know, it'll be an exciting game. I'm looking forward to it. If it's them, if it's UQ, then, you know, maybe it's a bit more of a unknown factor, and they must have some weapons to bring. So, yeah. No worries.
Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, no worries. Well, good luck in your final. We'll see you out there. Okay, sorry. So, we're on the game now. Apologies to the New South Wales Uni fans and the Deakin Uni fans. But we're in the game, and the score is... Do you know what the score is? Maybe it's 0-0. We'll find out soon. So, Deakin University has a disc. They're, so it's with Michaela Dignam now. It's back to her. I don't really know most of these players, and I'm going to have to try and get a team list at some stage. They're working it very well upwind against the zone. Very well. Beautiful passes through the cup. And Michaela is totally dominating there and getting some beautiful passes through the cup. So they're now well within striking distance, but New South Wales Uni gets a touch and Kath O'Neill makes sure of it. She immediately just basically looks for position, field position, and they're going to reset the zone. And Michaela's quickly trying to get back there to take control of the zone offense, and she does. They're certainly not scared to get the disc through or over the top of the cup. Oh. And eventually New South Wales gets the block, but it was a good passage of offense from Deakin. And New South Wales Uni's got the disc deep in their own end zone and don't connect. So Deakin has another possession in the upwind half. If they get a few of these, you're going to expect they're going to score one soon. but that one doesn't connect for Michaela. Kath O'Neill tossed it over. There's plenty of time for the receiver. She makes sure of it. Nice read. Sends it deep into the end zone, but the throw wasn't quite there. And now a bit more breathing space for New South Wales Uni with Deakin taking possession in their end zone. Michaela Dignam walking to pick the disc up. And they're moving it slowly. There's a little bit of pressure on them here. But, it was a nice penetrating throw from Michaela, just slightly behind her. The receiver, Kath O'Neill, picks the disc up. 15 metres out of the end zone. That wasn't quite there, that throw. And so Deakin has another chance. Another turnover. New South Wales Uni now has a chance to score from the end zone line, so you're going to expect that they're going to score this one. They'll show a bit more patience in scoring it with no pressure on. And an easy goal. I don't have team list. That's number 24. Maybe I can find a team list somewhere. Here we go. I don't know. I do have a team list. Oh, that's Karina Boyle scoring that. There you go. I found the team list. And I found the girls. We're starting to get a little bit of rain, so we'll have to work out what to do about that because we haven't really had a chance to waterproof ourselves. We might get the game advisor to tell us the score. Hi, Mike. How you going? Sorry, I'll call this point. So Deakin University takes the disc. It's back to Michaela Dignam. And then to Sienna Go, number 2. She centres it to Carolyn Ma. The New South Wales zone is making it hard for them. And look, the wind is picking up a little bit here, so the conditions are suddenly getting a little bit tougher. We are expecting some very high winds very soon to come through. And that pass isn't completed, so what's Deakin going to do? They're setting up person defence. The wind just picked up to another level. And yeah, it looks like Michaela Dignam got a clean hand block there on Kath O'Neill. And the disc is rolling. And The disc is still rolling. Caroline Marr is going to pick it up. And it's still rolling. Might take a little while for this to get back in. Might try and find out the score while... Okay, so that was the first point of the game. New South Wales Uni's up 1-0. There's a very good chance, I reckon, that this game might go with serve the whole way. If the wind gets much stronger than this, it's going to be very hard to score upwind. So Caroline Marr has a disc. Easy pass to Michaela Dignam for the goal. Yeah, these are the sort of conditions where you win the game with ugly ultimate, really. You just got to throw for field position if this wind gets much stronger. Yeah, 1-1, New South Wales Uni and Deakin University. I have got team lists. I can put some more names to names to numbers, and we'll start getting this together. I'm just going to leave the mic for a sec and see if we can sort out a bit of wet weather protection for us.
I think he's going to be going soon as well. Deakin with the disc on the end zone. So that's Michaela from Deakin taking it up high on that one. And there's been a turn. That one went to guy. UNSW couldn't get it. I'm so bad at commentating. Using the dump there. It was a quick give go. Number 20 on Deakin and number 53 are the main throwers. A lot of good movement. So it's right on the line there. Centered, and then a drop from Deakin. So that's Helena Latamatis there from UNSW. Looking for the end zone, and unfortunately a drop in the end zone.
Nice one, Raya. You can join me if you want. We don't have anyone else. You should join me. How we look? Do we? Kind of holding on. You can bring an umbrella and just like. We've got an umbrella there. Do you think we can like strap it to the? Tripod, or strap it to the get a platform and strap it to the platform. Okay, so beautiful layout there from Cal and Ma. They're in with the wind actually isn't as strong right now in this point, so there's a good chance here for Deakin deep into New South Wales half. And Carolyn Ma has it. She gets it across to. We're sorting out our commentating here. So New South Wales Uni has it. They're looking to dump it, which is not necessarily the smartest thing to do in this situation. And Michaela Dinham comes through and gets the block. She's got 10 or 15 metres to the end zone. She's walking away from the disc. Caroline Ma is going to pick it up. But I think Michaela's going to need to cut soon. Nice pass across to Sienna Go. Gets it back to Caroline Ma. She's like 5 metres shy of the end zone. Gets it to Gemma Smith. Back to Caroline Ma. And then scored by Tihana. I don't know where that. Yeah. Oh. I think that's Tiana Runjak. We might try and set up a little bit of a shelter for the camera in between points. Some protection will be better than none. I don't know. It's out of control. Well, that would work if we can do it, hey? All right. Where are we at? I'm not sure what the score is. 2-1 to Deakin. Oh, because they scored the upwinder. So now New South Wales has a chance with Kath O'Neill with the disc, like 5 metres outside the end zone. It's in the air, but solidly caught by Carolyn Ma. Decides not to huck it, which is an interesting choice there in this situation. And New South Wales Uni has it now 15 metres out maybe. Someone going to clean up those scraps? No. So now we'll see what Deakin does with the disc. Carolyn Ma's picking it up. And this time she sends it. She's got a strong receiver there. And Sienna Go was streaking hard deep, but didn't quite get there. And New South Wales is just taking their time. They're going to walk up and pick up the disc.
Kath O'Neill with the setting up as the dump, and it looks like Helena Latamatis is going to be picking up the disc.
And I'm joined here by Raya Carpenter, one of the Western Australian under 18 players and Australian under 20 players. Sorry, I'll give you the call.
Kath O'Neill centres it, puts it on the side to. Oh no, it's got Kath O'Neill with the disc now, and it's going out. Strong wind really takes it out.
They're not quite sure exactly where it went out, but they've asked the game advisor, and he signalled not very far up from where Kath released it. So she threw it a little bit out of bounds, and it never came back. Tossed up by Carolyn Ma, but she can't connect. And so Kath O'Neill's going to pick it up again just outside her end zone.
Kath O'Neill throws it to, that's Emily Sutton, and now it's back to Karina Boyle. Karina Boyle with the disc now. Goes to Helena Latamatis, and unlucky with UNSW.
Cool. So being picked up by Carolyn Ma. She's on the upwind end zone, about 20-30 metres out. The centering pass doesn't connect, so that gives New South Wales a bit of field position. They're still in their end zone, but they're well up the field with this possession, and they're facing a zone from Deakin.
Helena Latamatis, unlucky, throws it to Deakin.
Steph Chong takes the intercept. It's gone to Amelia Dorborn, and back to Carolyn Ma. She's pointing at her cutters. Oh, it was a nice block there.
Karina Boyle got a hand to it. So now Kath O'Neill picking up the disc. Throws it. Oh, it's intercepted by Deakin. Carolyn Ma now with it. She, unlucky, throws it away.
Yeah, so another centering pass just doesn't quite connect. And Deakin setting up the zone around their halfway point. And Helena Latamatis picking it up to Kath O'Neill in the centre of the field. They're looking for penetrating throws. New South Wales definitely shown they're not scared of putting it in the air, and they do so again. But didn't really get the penetration upfield, and it's blown back to around a little bit into the Deakin half of the field. So it'll be interesting to see if Deakin works the disc from here or just looks for field position. Carolyn Ma with the disc. And she gets it back. Goes for the longer shot. Wasn't quite there with the receiver. She was looking there for... Is that Adrienne Callanan? I think so, yep. And Kath O'Neill just going to walk the disc slowly up to the end zone line where the zone waits.
Yeah, so Kath O'Neill with the disc now. Looking for any kind of pass to Helena Latamatis, then Karina Boyle. Yeah, pretty tight cup set by Deakin. Looking for it upfield, but it didn't connect.
So, yeah, the disc never came back inbound, so it's going to go back to close to the end zone line. Just dealing with a little bit of rain coming through. I might have to find my rain jacket soon. So, Calamar is picking it up. The rain's coming through, makes it even more difficult to play this game. And so the disc is now starting to get slippery, no doubt. That connection doesn't quite work between Calamar and Tiano Renjuek. Steph Chong had it. She gets it to... not sure. And a solid block there by New South. And immediately Kath O'Neill looks to move the disc up the field with a nice throw to... not sure. And the zone resets now. And again, Kath O'Neill wants to send it. So she's pretty clear on her tactics here. She has to huck it 3 times to score. She'll do that. And they have field position. So... that's probably not too bad a outcome for New South Wales Uni. Deakin's going to pick the disc up only 5 metres out from their end zone.
Apologies for the camera work. We're just moving it under the tent so it doesn't get wet because it's starting to rain.
So Deakin's got the disc. Steph Chong, I think, has picked it up. It's person defence. And blocked by New South, and that's what they wanted. They wanted a short turnover. That gives them basically a shot into the end zone from here. And Kath O'Neill may well decide to do that straight off the bat if she can get some sort of clean receiver. And she's definitely looking in that direction. Nice reception there. Centers it a little bit. Kath O'Neill looking for it again. She gets it back, and now she's 5 metres out. She's put in the end zone, but it's blocked by Gemma Smith from Deakin. And Calamar just sends it. I think she's had enough of playing around in that near the end zone and sends it down to New South Wales half of the field. Remember, Deakin... does Deakin still have a break? Oh, yeah. Anyway. Definitely going to see a lot of punts for position, especially as the wind gets stronger, which it is, and the disc gets slippery as the rain comes through. Steph Chong slowly walking to the disc. She's got Carolyn Marr as a dump option, and she's now engaging her, but it's good defense. Oh. That was a pretty solid hit. It's basically blocked with her face. Not the ideal situation. It was a gutsy block for sure. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that. Kath O'Neill puts it up again. That one doesn't connect. Right, got my raincoat on, ready to stay out this weather. So a little bit of a fumble there from Kath O'Neill. just outside the end zone and an easy score from Deakin, but oh no, yep, it's just a hands on head in relief from Carolyn Ma. That takes the score to with all the rain chaos, we're not exactly sure. We think it's 3-1. We might try and get confirmation from our game advisor. He might have run to go and get his raincoat. Yeah, so there's kind of a light/vicious sprinkle of rain coming through at the moment. This 30-kilometre-an-hour wind is now, I think, starting to set in, and we're expecting that to stay for the rest of the day. So it's going to make for some interesting finals, I think. Some challenging finals. But we're expecting the rain to be here for a couple of hours, and then it might clear up again in the afternoon. But the wind's here to stay, I think, for today. So 3-1 to Deakin, with the benefit of that upwinder they scored earlier. And in fact, I think that's 3 points in a row to Deakin. I think that's right. Yeah, sorry.
So Helena Latamatis with the disc now. Fortunately, doesn't connect. The wind is pretty harsh and just mussing up everyone's throws.
Carolyn Ma picking up New South Wales to set up a zone. She gets it to Michaela Dignam. Penetrates through the cup to Tegan West. Back to Michaela Dignam. And she's nice little pop to Caroline Ma. Back to Michaela Dignam. Didn't try to throw through the cup, but that gap wasn't actually there. It was well anticipated by the cup. But Michaela is very strong at penetrating the cup, so yeah, she definitely helped them a lot, scoring their first upwinder, that sort of stuff. And Kath O'Neill puts it deep, but it doesn't connect. So it's going back to Carolyn Ma. She gets it moving before the cup can get there, which is a smart move, I think, because it's opened up the field a lot. And if they can keep it moving, they're now over halfway. Deakin. It's with Tegan West right now. She gets it out to Michaela Dignam. Carolyn Ma popping, and she gets it dismayed with a touch, and she sends it, and not caught, bobbled and not caught. That would have been massive if they had possession there. Will Kath O'Neill play around with this, or is she going to send it? Ooh. Doesn't connect that pass, and Deakin has a possession not too far out from the end zone. Sorry. We'll integrate better with our commentary. We're still learning. And there's lots of turnovers, which makes it hard to keep track of. Michaela has a disc in the end zone, and the zone is tight. Carolyn Ma bails her out with a pop. Michaela bails her out in turn with another pop. Gets a bit of yardage up the sideline. Dignam is pointing for her receivers in the end zone to create a bit of space. Doesn't quite connect that sharp pass. This time Kath O'Neill just gets a disc down the field. And Michaela Dignam was probably the number one receiver there. She knew exactly what Kath was going to do, and she was the first one down there. Carolyn Ma and Michaela.
Michaela has got it now, unfortunately doesn't connect. So Kath O'Neill picking up the disc now, looking for Helena Latamatis. A good block by Michaela.
Yeah, nice block by Michaela. She moved around the mark, anticipating that little dump, and just blocked it as it came out of Kath's hand. So Carolyn Marr picks it up. She gets it to Michaela Dignam, gets it back to Carolyn Marr. They're now on that downwind sideline, which is not really the place to be. But what a great pass, straight down the sideline to an open receiver in the end zone. And that is Adrienne Callanan, number 54, scoring that goal for Deakin. So Deakin now gets a second upwinder, and they're up 4-1. So they'll be pretty happy with how they're progressing. And look, they're looking reasonably comfortable in the zone, don't you think, Rhea?
Yeah, they are. It's a lot of teams are playing a close, like a tight zone. So it's good to see Deakin getting around that and putting the throws up, even in these harsh, windy conditions.
And you're a Perth local, Rhea. Do you have to play in these kind of conditions fairly frequently?
The wind is very annoying. Perth being such a windy place, it is quite a deciding factor, and you can see the strong throwers that really come out when you play Ultimate in Perth, because the wind just takes it away. Very frustrating at times.
Yeah, it's certainly I remember when I was starting to learn as a player, and I started playing in Brisbane, which is a pretty relatively calm sort of weather experience compared with some other cities in Australia. So in fact, you go down to Sydney, and Sydney was much windier than Brisbane, and so when we went down to Sydney, we were kind of got flummoxed by the wind compared with some of the other states. Okay, we'll call this one. So Deakin pulls to New South Wales Uni, and they get it started maybe 15 metres into their half.
That's Kath O'Neill there, and Mizuki Kawano. Unlucky drop by Mizuki.
And New South setting up a zone. Michaela Dignam going to pick up the disc. And she's looking straight to throw it in the end zone, but the throw wasn't quite the way she might have wanted to come out. It was a good cut. The intended receiver was Tegan West. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that. So Kath O'Neill bringing it to the corner.
Yeah, Kath O'Neill with the disc now. She's in a pretty difficult position. She's looking up line, but the wind just takes it down. Didn't connect.
Michaela Dignam going to take it on the sideline. Got the zone. It's a four-person zone. Cup around her. Puppy fence. She tosses it over the top to Tegan West, who gets it to Tiana Runjake. Oh, and New South Wales gets it.
Yeah, a good block by Karina Boyle. Yeah, Karina Boyle with the disc now. She's looking for some kind of option, go through the cup, but it was getting to a bit of a high stall count. That was Belle Lamb, possibly. Team lists aren't that accurate. So now it's been turned again, and we've got New South Wales setting up for Deakin zone. Kath O'Neill going to pick up the disc now. Centres, unlucky drop by Mizuki Kawano.
Michaela Dignam picks up the disc around halfway. She just sends it immediately. Nice cut and a nice throw, and that's a goal. Caught by Sienna Go, or they're discussing whether it's a goal, and gone to the line assistant for a bit of advice, I think. They're still discussing it. And it's been called not in, so Sienna Go has it on the end zone line. Doesn't have any receivers at the moment. But Gemma Smith making a cut. That's not quite there. And Kath O'Neill reads that little dinky sideways pass and blocks it. And Karina Boyle puts it up. That's floating a lot. Michaela Dignam's under it. She sends it deep. Oh! Not really what she wanted to do there to bring that disc in. Under no pressure at all, just need to catch it, do the crocodile catch, I think, in that situation. Get it into the body. So Kath O'Neill's walking it up for New South Wales Uni.
Yeah, Kath O'Neill now trying to look to break that tight cup. Mizuki Kawano sends it to number 8. Kath O'Neill now breaks through it, but that's an unlucky catch from Nat Nguyen then.
New South Wales sets up their 4-person zone, their puppy fans. Dignam with the disc. She's looking end zone. Oh, that was a lucky little touch there from Karina Boyle that just popped it up for Tegan West to pull it in. They consolidate their break, their upwind break, and Deakin, I believe, is up 5-1 now. And Ray's just going to flip the score over for us. Look, the rain's not too bad right now, which is good. Hopefully we don't see too much more rain. I think it's 5. We'll just get a score check from the game advisor, whether it's 4-1 or 5-1. Timeout has been called. It's a pretty tough work out there. Like, there's some very long points. Even though playing a lot of zone, that doesn't mean you don't have to run a lot. And the handlers are having to do a lot of work to pop and get into the cup. It's not like the old school zone where you could just kind of sit in a 3-person handler formation and just happily dump and swing across the field. The aggressive zones these days make it hard to throw from any kind of position or throw to any receiver. So, yeah, they're doing a lot of work out there on both offense and defense, and long points. But New South Wales, I think they're doing the right things. Like, they're taking some shots. They've been attacking the upwind end zone a little bit, so they can definitely get back in this game. But that handler combination of Carolyn Ma and Michaela Dignam is a pretty solid building block, pretty solid foundation for Deakin University. I think that probably gives them the slight advantage in this game, having those 2 reliable handlers to just both keep the disc moving and make those penetrating throws when needed. And I don't think they'll be taking too many subs in this game, or at least not unless the gap widens a bit more. Score is now 5-1 to Deakin University, and they're looking dominant right now on the scoreboard. Yeah, we're talking about the wind a little bit before. Yeah, so like when I started playing in Brisbane, it does make a difference to how quickly you develop your throws, whether you play in a windy city or not. So, you can imagine that a lot of Perth players develop strong throws earlier, just from, let's call it an advantage of having a lot of wind. If you want to become a strong player, and potentially you end up playing a lot of zones and things like that in Perth. At league, are you allowed to play zones in the leagues, or are there any sort of rules about that?
Yeah, so in the Perth Ultimate League you are allowed to play zones, but the team skill levels vary a lot, so you might not see it based if it's a beginner team, but certainly with experienced teams, when it's a windy night, throw on that zone. So we've got that was a 10 there for New South Wales.
And Michaela Dignam picking up with Carolyn Ma, of course, popping. Gets it back to Dignam and back to Ma. The 4-person cup, and Sienna Go pops in there as well. and they swing it out to Tiana Runjake. And Carolyn Ma has it on the upwind sideline. Kayla kind of wandered off to the weak side wing there, but she's come back and injected herself. And Kath O'Neill is a great reader of the game and has great field sense. She pulls that one in and proceeds to just send it. So she's sent Deakin back deep into their end zone. So it's on the far sideline in the in the kind of downwind corner of the field, the toughest place to start. Carolyn Ma has it. Okay, so it's been swung across to Tiana Runjake. Michaela Dignam now has it. She gets it out wide to Gemma Smith, who's got it on the sideline. Gemma definitely wants to dump it there, but couldn't connect.
Great block by Belle Lamb, I think. So now Kath O'Neill will be picking up pretty much about 2 meters off the end zone, so UNSW will be looking for a score. So that's a score by Belle Lamb there.
New South will be happy to get that one because I think that was a bit of a run by Deakin that they needed to stop. So they stopped that run from Deakin, get their downwinder, and the score is 2-5. Deakin over New South Wales Uni. So following this game we have the men's bronze medal match, and I don't actually know the results of the semi-finals yet. You guys at home probably know better than I do, so feel free to comment on the live stream if you know what the bronze medal matchup is. Feel free to comment about anything you like on the live stream feed, but it promises to be a strong matchup regardless. There's some good strong teams at the top of the men's division, and yeah, they will definitely struggle with the wind, I think, but they'll have a solid set of handlers that should have some comfort playing in these conditions. So New South Wales pulling up wind. They've shown that they're not shy about hucking the disc, especially Kath O'Neill. So look for her to try and get field position when they have possession going upwind. Pretty crucial to get a good pull in here. That's short of halfway, which is not really ideal. So yeah, so in fact Deakin has the disc with maybe 15 meters out from the end zone. And interestingly, yeah, so Michaela Dignam has taken a sub.
That was a great block by Rosa Wang. There, seeing the crash come through. Helena Latamatis now with it. She puts it up. Caught by Karina Boyle, who then throws it to Rosa Wang there. Unlucky by Kath O'Neill, who just tries but misses. Thrown right away by Carolyn Ma, but it goes to ground. So Kath O'Neill picking up now. She looks to Rosa Wang. And then to Emily, I think it's Emily Sutton. Yeah, Emily Sutton, who tries to throw it back and it doesn't connect.
So Carolyn Ma walking up to it. The zone is set. Look, she's points asking for a pop-up, which opens it up for the swing. Nicely done, but it's fumbled. And so New South Wales will be happy with that. They've got the disc just a bit short of halfway.
Rosa Wang with it now. Oh, unlucky drop. Unlucky drop by Brenda Lamb.
And Carolyn Ma picks it up just short of the halfway line. And it's now with Steph Chong. She's got a lot of pressure on, and she sends it pretty much into space deep. And Kath O'Neill's going to walk it up to the line.
It's on the end zone line. It's going to be really difficult for UNSW to get it back up, seeing as they're going upwind. So it'll take a lot of passes. Kath O'Neill with the disc now. She goes to Rosa Wang, but then unlucky drop by Karina Boyle, straight through the hands. Carolyn Ma with the disc now to Deakin number 3, Chong, and it's dropped. A lot of turnovers in this game, so Kath O'Neill puts it up, but it's blocked by Carolyn Ma. So now Deakin setting up.
We've got a nice little roll there, so they really want to turn over here if they can, New South Wales Uni. Not too bad. They did get a bit of yardage out of that throw. So Kath O'Neill has it in her half of the field, and she's going to bring it to the sideline.
Kath O'Neill with the disc now, right on the sideline. She'll be looking to centre it. Throws to Karina Boyle, but it doesn't connect.
Carolyn Ma with the disc. She gets it out to Tiana Runjake. She can't find an open receiver from the Poppers. Sends it in. Karina Boyle gets another block. And Kath O'Neill sends it deep to Carolyn Ma. The rain is coming through. Just stepped up a level, the wind. Makes it a bit harder. And Deakin can't connect.
So Kath O'Neill looking to pick up the disc now. A very tight cup from Deakin. Looking to go to Karina Boyle, but the wind just takes it, and now it's on a good roll for Deakin. Hopefully setting them up to score.
Well, they lost about 10 metres on the roll there, which is kind of crucial in this kind of game. So Deakin just has a bit of time to walk up to the disc and put it into play with Carolyn Ma going to pick it up. She's pointing deep into the end zone. Doesn't want to stuff around with it. I think it faded out right at the end, I think. So it's going to be at the front cone of the end zone.
Yeah. Deakin will be looking for a block here to set them up to score. Not an ideal position on the side near their end zone, UNSW. Helena Latimatis picking up. She goes backhand, almost connects to Kathy Yu, I think.
Yeah, again, they lost about 5 or 10 metres on that turnover just from the wind blowing it back. So Carolyn Ma gets it out to Tiana Runjake, and she sends it over the top, but doesn't connect. She did have a receiver there. I think that was maybe Amelia Dorborn, but it didn't quite get there. And Kath O'Neill brings it up again to that downwind corner of the end zone.
Should really be looking for some options from the cutters. They all seem pretty clumped in the one area. It's not looking good. Pretty difficult for Kath O'Neill to get some throws off. Helena Latimatis now. Dropped by Karina Boyle, but the wind adds to it, and it's right on the end zone now.
Yeah, interesting. So it's now with Steph Chong. She's standing on the end zone line. Oh, she had a short option there. for some reason she didn't take and went kind of for the deeper option that didn't connect. Yeah, so that last possession, Kath O'Neill didn't decide to just huck it straight from the start and they ended up turning over the end zone line. So ugly as it might look, sometimes just getting some field position is worthwhile.
That's Rosa Wang there with the disc. She's looking long, goes to Kath O'Neill and it connects. Oh, that's a bit of contact there. Carolyn Marr gets it, and now it's to number 3 on Deakin. Throws it away, and we'll be looking at UNSW possession right on the sideline. Kath O'Neill seems to be picking it up.
So I'd say in this situation, when you're playing the zone up win, I'd be putting a lot more straight up forces and just stopping the hucks. So Kath O'Neill has it in the cup. She's going to look to send it. Oh, caught through the defender, and Karina Boyle swings. Oh, that's a little bit heartbreaking. They were in a great position there to score if that had been caught. And Deakin immediately destroys all of that hard-earned gain. And Kath O'Neill gets it to Helena Latamatis. They're now back with possession in the attacking half. Helena Latamatis has it. Tough throw through the middle. Kath O'Neill directs her to throw that throw, but it wasn't quite on.
Yeah. Oh, no, you do it now.
Sorry. Yeah, so in this situation, I really think you need to just put a straight up force on it and stop them from, because Steph Chong is basically going to look to huck it out of this. Well, maybe not. One of them's going to. Oh, well, there you go. That's what they wanted. A miscue, and New South Wales now has a real chance. It's 15 metres out from the end zone.
Kath O'Neill looking to pick up with Helena Latamatis' dump. UNSW sort of look like a stack they've set up. They're all looking for Helena to throw it. That's Rosa Wang with the disc now. Goes to Kath O'Neill, but it's blocked by Deakin.
So New South Wales actually had a kind of 2-on-1 situation deep in the end zone, but I don't think they quite looked at trying to hit one of those receivers, which might be the best option. So turnover again with good position for New South Wales Uni.
Yeah, probably the best chance they'll have to get a score. So not a lot of cuts from the receivers. Gone to a competition, and it goes to ground.
Yeah, picking up those sort of scraps can be pretty crucial. They could have gone in for that a bit harder to pick those ones up, and now they just punt for position. And this time Kath doesn't run to pick it up, which I thought was a pretty effective approach last time they hucked it. She got the disc moving and immediately gained another 30 metres before the defence could set. But this time I think she's a bit tired and she's happy to walk it in.
It's been a very long point, so I think everyone's getting very tired and will be looking for the smart moves now. Kath O'Neill with the disc. She throws it high. Gone to a contest, but it goes to ground. So now Deakin have got it about 5 metres from the end zone. They'll be looking to score.
Okay, so Carolyn Marr's going to pick it up. 5 to 10 out. No, it doesn't have a clear receiver. Steph Chong's trying to generate a handler cut. She does. She's now on the sideline with a big mark on her and not many options. Kath O'Neill touches it and the receiver can't pick up the scraps there. I think that was Amelia Dearborn with the George one.
Kath O'Neill with the disc. It's a violation, is it being called? So just a discussion happening now.
Ray, aren't you supposed to know all the hand signals? Tell us what's happening over there.
Violation. So that one was a violation. Disc has been tapped in. I've got Helena Ladamatis with the disc now. Chasing it down, Rosa Wang. But the disc goes to ground with Emily Sutton.
So I actually helped Ruben develop the first version of the hand signals, but I've got no idea what they all are. But anyway, I don't need to know yet. Well, I should know. I guess I'm a commentator. But maybe I need to do my advanced rules quiz as well. I'm being hassled by my mixed nationals team to do my advanced rules quiz, or we're going to get disqualified from the tournament. So maybe I'll do that sometime. Kath O'Neill walking it up.
Kath O'Neill goes to Karina Boyle, but it doesn't connect. Carolyn Marr with the disc now. Finally a score by Amelia Dorborn. So that's good for Deakin and all the players to get a rest. That was a very long point.
Yeah. 6-2, I believe, to Deakin. But New South Wales attacked the end zone a number of times that point. I think tactically they were doing the right things, setting a zone upwind. The only thing I'd adjust about that really would be to actually set up a straight up mark sometimes, especially if they've gotten field position into the other end zone. Don't let the throwers just get a clean huck off. And often if you force straight up in that situation, they'll just automatically look for dumps, and that's where you can get the opportunity for a short turnover if they throw enough of those dumps, or get it to a weaker thrower gives you better opportunity to get a block. So I think that's the big adjustment I would make probably for New South Wales. Like they're doing the right thing, they're being aggressive. The other bit of play I thought that was excellent in that point was where Kath O'Neill didn't actually pick up the disc, and I think maybe Karina Boyle picked it up, and Kath O'Neill became the first receiver. Karina got it over, and Kath is a pretty solid receiver. So if you can get it near her, she can pull it in, get you the first 20 metres. She's got a bit of open space with some other receivers, and can then get you the next 20 or 30 metres. So that might be the other little adjustment I'd think about for New South Wales, is having Kath not always pick the disc up and be like a bit of a receiver over the top to try and get better yardage and cleaner looks. Because once you do break out of that zone and you got some legs, you can just work the disc up the field with 2 or 3 strong players. So it's looking a little bit like a timeout, or there's merchandise being handed out. Something has attracted the players to the tent over there. So now I'm curious. What do you think it is over there, Raya?
Not a clue. Probably some food or water or something. Usually attracts everyone. Deakin have their line set up. UNSW is still in a huddle.
So, any thoughts about the game so far, Raya?
Deakin have come out really strong, and I think UNSW is still trying to get a foot in the game. We'll see.
I feel like Deakin has a stronger handler set up with Carolyn Marr and Michaela Dignam that gives them kind of a natural advantage in this game.
Yeah, I agree. UNSW have got 2 strong handlers with Helena Ladamatis and Kath O'Neill, but Deakin have got a few that can put it long, especially Carolyn Marr, and that great handler movement between Carolyn Marr and Michaela Dignam. So the UNSW line has got both Helena Ladamatis and Kath O'Neill, so they'll be looking pretty tired being on that last point.
Yeah, look, I would say that New South Wales maybe is a little bit strategically stronger in this game. Think especially Kath O'Neill's not afraid to just punt for position, and we saw in that last point that Deakin just turned the disc over a couple of times, 10 or 15 metres out from the end zone, which is poisonous. You just don't want that to happen. And they don't have a coach, but if I were the coach, I'd be having some strong words about not stuffing around at the frisbee at the upwind end of the field. Okay, so New South Wales has the disc.
Karina Boyle with the disc now sends it long to Bell Lamb over there, but it doesn't connect. So now Carolyn Ma's got the disc. She looks to Michaela Dingham, but it's a foul's been called. Kath O'Neill, uncontested foul.
So Michaela has the disc again. It's on her end zone line, basically, with Kath O'Neill, a strong defender on the mark. And as a result, Michaela just looks for the easy dump to Carolyn Ma, who then penetrates, gets it up to Gemma Smith. Gemma Smith is going to want to get the disc to a strong thrower right now. And she does eventually. After like the third or fourth cut to Carolyn Ma. Now with Tegan West, a bit short of the halfway line. She doesn't get an option and just tries to get the disc somewhere downfield. Yeah, so I think Deakin really wants to get it in the hands of Michaela or Carolyn Ma right now, and makes it hard when the other players get the disc. There's a lot of pressure on them to get it back to those throwers. So Helena Latomatis puts the huck up. It's collected by Carolyn Ma deep. A little give go with Michaela Dignam. She's got it in the middle of the field. It's a good position. Back to Carolyn Ma. And Michaela's running hard. I think she took the last point off, right? So she's a little bit fresher. Back to Caroline Ma. That's the fourth or fifth give go between the two of them. And there's a high count. Find some space. It could be brought in. Nice reception there. Great reception by Adrienne Callanan. She gets it back to Michaela Dignam. And they're in an attacking position here with Steph Chong with the disc. Carolyn Ma. Kath O'Neill shows the foot block, but then opens up and they move it down the field to Michaela Dignam on the sideline. Back centres it to Carolyn Ma. Maybe 10 metres out from the end zone. Great anticipation by Karina Boyle. She's streaking downfield.
Goes up from Kath O'Neill to Karina Boyle, but the wind takes it and it's gone now. Deakin will be looking to get it back upfield again. That took a lot of work from them. They're going to be putting a horror on. So, yeah, the rain pelting us now.
Yeah, we had sunshine there for about 5 or 10 minutes, and now we have some horrible bit of weather coming off the Southern Ocean. That's made play on the field just that little bit more difficult, and you can see the players' heads are down. They don't even want to look into the wind and the rain coming at them. Catherine tosses it up into the end zone, but no one really had position there to get it. Oh. Wow, it's pretty horrible weather right now. Carolyn Ma walks it up. But these are the sort of conditions where, you know, one team can kind of take the ascendancy in the change conditions. And
unlucky drop by Michaela Dignam. And that's a score there. UNSW, Kath O'Neill to Karina Boyle there with the score.
I think that's 6-3. Yeah, we're just taking a bit of shelter right now because the weather is particularly bad. The only people out in there are the players. So New South Wales, this next possession will really be looking to do a lot what they did in their last upwind possession, like take a few risks, get the disc up the field, and give themselves a chance of scoring. We're taking shelter under the eaves of the tent, which are probably about to spill a whole load of water on us. We need a commentator's tent, really, don't we, Raya? maybe should we move under the tent, maybe, and commentate from there? We might do that. Oh, why didn't we think of this earlier? Sit on that, maybe, maybe not. That might be a bad idea. Yeah, I can't sit on it. Yeah. Okay. He's a game advisor out there. I'm impressed if he is. He is. What a good man Steve Baker is. And Deakin has the disc a bit in the attacking half. I think there's some contact there. Foul called. It's going back to Tiana Runjake. She's facing zone. Yep. Sienna Go has the disc. New South Wales Uni put good pressure on there, and they didn't let them move the disc downfield much at all. Kath O'Neill tries to punt it, but it gets blocked about 5 metres out of her hand. And Michaela Dignam decides she's just going to send it into the end zone. So New South Wales has it in their end zone.
Helena Latamatis tried to jump for that. Unfortunately, she didn't get it. Helena Latamatis picking up now. She's looking for the downfield options, but with the strong wind, it'll be difficult. Yeah. Kath O'Neill grabs it, but it's been D'd by Deakin, and it will be looking pretty close to the end zone for Deakin.
Michaela Dignam's going to pick it up. She just needs one clean cut from a receiver. But Kath O'Neill has injected herself right in the middle of the end zone there, so she's not going to let them get a simple pass off, I don't think. And that was close, but could only just get a finger on that. I think that was Amelia Dorborn trying to pull that one in the end zone. But yeah, Kath definitely made that hard for them to get the simple score they wanted there. And Helena Latamatis is bringing it up to bring this back in.
Yeah, you can see she's covering her eyes. It's really hard to see with the rain. So she goes to Rosa Wang there. Kath O'Neill, but would have been great if there wasn't such fierce wind. Michaela Dignam with the disc now, but that was a D by number 5 on UNSW. Helena Latamatis with the disc now. To Corinna Boyle, then to Rosa Wang. He gets it, unlucky, back into the hands of Deakin.
Michaela Dignam has a disc. Their offense looks a lot different when Caroline Maher's not out there. Hey, so they're struggling a lot more to get movement of the disc and gets back to New South Wales, and I reckon that's a great option from Kath O'Neill, just getting a bit of yardage, and Michaela is going to send it back to no one. So, what's Kath going to do next, I wonder?
Yeah, Michaela Dignam throwing it long so that Deakin can set their zone. So Rosa Wang picking up now. She was looking for Kath O'Neill, but the option's gone. Kath O'Neill now right on the corner, but trying to throw it, but it just won't come back in.
No, you're right. So Dignam is going to bring it in. It's going to be pretty close to the end zone line. So we but again, Kath O'Neill's injecting herself into the short side. So I don't think this is going to be a simple one-pass goal. They're going to have to throw it around a bit if they want to score off this possession. And Kath O'Neill's going to pick it up if she just needs a deep receiver, which she doesn't have. It's floating. Nice catch by Corinna Boyle.
Yeah, she did very well to pick that one up. Kath O'Neill with the disc now. Looking to send it long. Back to Karina Boyle. Unlucky by at least there, number 5. Just bounces off her chest. Michaela Dignam with the disc now. Looking to send it long.
Not caught. It was a difficult catch. New South Wales gets it back. Kath's going to pick it up, I think.
Yeah. Kath O'Neill with the disc. Rosa Wang now, and then to Helena Latamatas, moving that cup around. That's to Kathy Yu. Good bid by Rosa Wang, but it doesn't come off. Unlucky catch by Steph Chong from Deakin. Good D. Now it's gone back into a contest. A lot of players jumping in on that one.
Yeah, it's pretty desperate times out there. Not the prettiest ultimate we've seen, but you got to do what you got to do, I reckon. And you know what they say, winning's everything in ultimate. And yeah. So Steph Chong has a disc, looking for Michaela, and who gets it. It's a nice cart. Kath O'Neill reads that well and runs across the end zone to get the block. She is an aggressive competitor, Kath O'Neill, and a great read of the game.
Yeah, Kath O'Neill did very, very well for that one. You can see everyone's hands are pretty cold, and it's getting more and more difficult to get those throws off. That's a great throw by Kath O'Neill, but the roll brings it back another 5 metres. So Michaela Dignam picking up the disc.
Oh, no, not caught by Steph Chong. Good opportunity for New South Wales. They haven't managed to penetrate. Oh, I don't know if they need to do that, but Karina Boyle now. Oh, not caught. Oh, there's a foul call.
There's been a foul called by Rosa Wang. Yeah.
There you go.
Don't know if she had the position. I think they both went up. Both went up for it, and a bit of contact.
So I think my understanding is that New South Wales can't win this game now. They're like 4 points down at the moment. Is that right?
So yeah, that's my understanding of it. The time cap is just gone. 3 points down. So it'll be finished. Yeah, if they score the next one, then it's add 1. But if Deakin score, then it'll just be finishing the point and game over. So the game advisor's stepping in on that call now.
Yeah. So and the game advisor's just there to kind of help them understand the rules, and I believe possibly give a bit of perspective as well if they're not exactly sure between them what happened. Looked to me. What did you think of that one, Ray? It looked to me a little bit like the Deakin player had a bit of position, and the New South player was trying to get through and couldn't.
I agree with that. I think Deakin had a good position, and I just don't think UNSW was there. I don't think there was a foul, but it's been contested, I think, so it's going back to the throw. So big Karina Boyle with the disc now, coming in possibly 2.
I think the important thing about Spirit of the Game is that there's fairness, but there's not necessarily justice. You know, it's not always just about finding out exactly what the right thing is, but that there's a fair process for trying to work out what happened and coming to an agreement. Maybe depends on your definition of justice. Okay, so Michaela Dignam cleans up that throw over the top. Oh, but it can't be reeled in, and another good positional opportunity for New South. Helena Latamatas is going to pick it up.
Yeah. Helena throws to Kath O'Neill, then to Karina Boyle, who looks to send it long, but it just doesn't. Not enough wheat bix.
And right now, the wind has just died down a little bit, so this is a great opportunity for New South. Like, they need to connect to get together a few. They got to dig deep.
So Kath O'Neill.
It's an exciting part of the game.
Kath O'Neill then to Karina Boyle is looking to throw to Rosa Wang, or looks like it hits Kathy Yu in the face. The disc there. Good read by Kath O'Neill. Gets the block, but it's right on the Deakin end zone, so it would be a lot of work for UNSW to get it back.
Maybe. A little bit of break in the weather. The wind has really died quite a bit, and the rain has kind of swept past a little bit. It's still sprinkling. It's different. Oh, not connected. This is big trouble. I don't know if New South Wales realises it, but they do not want this situation, because this is the end of the game if they score. Sorry, so Michaela Dignam has it just outside. Kath O'Neill is just hovering in that end zone. Doesn't make a play for... Oh, wow. Well, that was a game there, but she just couldn't catch it. She's pretty disappointed with herself, or she's pretty tired. That was Sienna Go, I think. And Kath O'Neill's walking it up. I wonder if they know what's at stake at this point.
Kath O'Neill with the disc now. Looking for Karina Boyle there. Gets to Helena Latamatis. And then back to Karina Boyle. Good movement from Karina Boyle. Helena Latamatis now. Karina Boyle, a really good give-go pair, but dropped by Rosa Wang.
Michaela Dignam walking up to the disc. The zone's been set. She's going to look to swing it right now. This is a good chance for New South. They want to put some pressure on these throwers, because they don't have... Deakin doesn't have their best throwers out there. Well, they don't have Caroline Ma out at the moment. So if I be coach, I'd be yelling at New South to get the disc down the other end and take advantage of this lull in the wind. Kath has it at halfway and faking through the zone.
Helena Latamatis goes to Rosa Wang. Back to Helena Latamatis. Not a lot from everyone. Then we've got Kath O'Neill. She's looking to break through. Then to Karina Boyle right there. She tries to throw it, but doesn't connect.
Yeah, they had a big they had some targets right over the top, but no one was really looking at them. And Michaela sends it down the other end of the field. So Kath rolls up her sleeves and she's ready for another grind out another possession.
Helena Latamatis picking up now. Deakin have gone strong with their zone. Pretty tight cup. Breaks through that, so we've got Karina Boyle now, and she's looking for Emily Sutton. Back to Kath O'Neill. The zone probably setting up. Karina Boyle there to Rosa Wang. She's right on that sideline, then to Karina Boyle down the line. Back to Rosa Wang. Kath O'Neill's gone long. Looking for it, but it just doesn't quite get there. And Michaela Dignam throwing it long to Sienna Go.
Sienna Go has it. That was a great grab. She made sure of that, caught it on her chest. Kind of bobbled a bit, but just made sure. And Michaela calls a timeout, middle of the field, 20 metres out of the end zone. And now, as usual, it's been the rule for 30 years, but everyone's questioning whether you can call timeouts after time cap. And apparently there is some discussion about this. That's a bizarre rule if there's no timeouts after time cap. I have to say I strongly disagree with that, and I'm going to lobby to change that rule as soon as possible. So I think there's a penalty of 2 on the stall count for that. So if you want to call it a penalty. And they turn it over with Kath O'Neill. They've got it maybe 10 metres upfield from their end zone.
Karina Boyle there, just unlucky, threw it away, and the wind took it. She was looking for Rosa Wang, but it didn't connect. Deakin have now got an opportunity on the sideline. They're about 5 metres off their end zone. This could be the game.
Yeah, and Kath has the strong side just to protect. She's left her player, and she's just protecting the strong side. Michaela knows that, and she's looking to swing at weak side. Bobbles it a bit. The field's opening up a little bit. Okay, they need to run to this, and they need to punt it. Okay, Kath's picking it up.
Yeah, Kath goes to Emily Sutton, but she drops it. Now it's looking about 2 metres off the end zone. Deakin could really use this. Kath O'Neill's set up in a poachy position, and it looks like Michaela Dignam will be picking it up. And now she's looking for Steph Chong. There. Oh no. Sienna Go.
Yeah, Sienna Go. Look, second time I think maybe she's dropped it in the end zone. That took that great grab in the middle of the field, but that's twice they've kind of had the game in their hands in the end zone. New South Wales now working it upfield.
Rosa Wang there. She's looking for some kind of option. She goes to Karina Boyle. Then through the cup to Kath O'Neill. Then to Karina Boyle back again. Kath O'Neill. She's really looking for some options. The give-go down the line won't be working anymore. There's no space. Goes to Kath O'Neill, but it's just a bit high. Oh, we're looking... Michaela Dingham tries to throw it to Sienna Go, but she drops it, goes through her arms. Now Kath O'Neill will be picking it up. Karina Boyle tries to go for it, but it's just not right there. Unlucky drop by Steph Chong.
This is a marathon point here. I really don't think New South Wales has realised how much the wind has dropped and how much opportunity they have right now, and the fact that the opportunity and also the risk that they could lose the game if they don't score this. I'd be playing a slightly different style, I reckon, right now, and getting the disc aggressively downfield. Yeah, those upwind passes are pretty easy right now, and they've got receivers out in space. Get someone in the end zone and send it to them. So Kath has it with a lot of a cup around her. There, they put it up in the air now. Nice grab. They're not quite in the end zone. Dumps it to Rosa Wang.
Rosa Wang, looking for some options to Helena Ladamatis, and then swings it to Kath O'Neill. She'll be looking for some options. Goes to Karina Boyle, takes a grab overhead. Helena Ladamatis, back to Karina Boyle. Right in that end zone line. And Kath O'Neill takes a grab. UNSW score. That means...
oh my God. They're trying to call a game, but I think it's a 2-point game. I think it's game on. Our understanding, isn't it, Raya, that's 6-4. And time caps fell at the start of that point, so we've got a game to 7. That's our understanding, but they're discussing it with the game advisor. And they're calling game. Okay. I'm surprised. I might just go and ask about that one. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's been called game.
the integrity of the commentators is intact. We were correct that technically that was +1, game to 7. But both teams decided they had had enough of running around in the wind and the rain. And so they called it. But which I think is a bit of a shame because I was kind of enjoying that game. But so we are going to quickly finish this stream. So thank you very much and set up the next stream, which is a bronze medal game. And I'm going to say it's UWA versus Monash. Okay, so we'll be back soon.